Hi there, my name is Vishwanath. Today we are going to learn how to create a simple C Sharp WinForms application. Right now, suppose you're learning a new programming language, that is C Sharp. That is why you're watching this video. C Sharp is a very powerful programming language. C Sharp is inspired from a programming language called Java. So we find that the syntax that is used in Java and C Sharp are very familiar. So if you're a Java developer or if you have any experience in programming in Java, C Sharp development will be very simple for you because C Sharp uses the elegance and power that the Java programming language provides. So its syntax is based on Java. Okay, now the prerequisite that we need before we start of this session is that one, I'm assuming that you already have Visual Studio installed in your PC. It does not matter what version of Visual Studio you installed. It can be Ultimate 2013, it can be Professional, or you can also get the Express Edition from the Microsoft site and install it. Right? I do not need to give you instructions for that. Just Google Visual Studio Express Edition. Go to Microsoft site, download the software, and install it. This video applies for all versions of Visual Studio. Okay. Now, uh, our aim is to create a simple C Sharp Windows Forms application. Now, if you have any programming experience in any language, let's say C, C++, Java, right? Programming in C Sharp will be very simple. Even if you have any programming experience in JavaScript, programming in C Sharp will be simple because the syntax of all these languages that I mentioned is familiar. So if you know syntax of C, C++, or Java, programming in C Sharp will be easy. And you require to have some programming base before you start off with this video. Right? Now we are going to create in C Sharp a Windows Forms application. Okay. Now a Windows Forms application is a Windows application that has a graphical user interface. Now what is a graphical user interface? Can you see this program out here, Notepad? Right. This Notepad program, uh, it is not just a console. It is not a black screen wherein you can see some output. You put some input in, again the program processes it, puts the output back onto the black screen, like you have CMD. Right? So it is not a program like that, but it is a program that instead has a rich graphical user interface with which you can interact. See, right now I'm interacting with this graphical user interface. When I click File, something happens. When I click on Edit, something happens. Again, I click on Format, something comes on, right? So this is a graphical user interface. It has these buttons out here that I can use, minimize. So this has a rich graphical user interface. So a Windows Forms application is application in which you will already have a rich graphical interface which you can manipulate according to the application that you're trying to develop, right? Now a Windows Forms application uh, will mainly respond to events. So whatever that we do will be in response to an event. What is an event? For example, I go to File and I click on this. This is an event. I'm clicking on this menu item. So something comes up, right? Then I click on Save, right? Again, me clicking on Save is an event. I click on Save As. It is an event. So what should happen in response to the event I click on Save As? This pop-up should open. So in Windows Forms application, we will be dealing with event-driven event-driven programming. That is, every event. What is an event? User clicking on a button, user clicking on something, event. uh, Based on every event you will have a certain result, you will have a certain output. Okay, based on a particular event you will be manipulating a part of the Windows Forms application, you'll be showing some message to the user, you'll be firing a pop-up, so on and so forth, right? So the application that we have is not only to show hello world on the screen. That will be pretty simple, but print hello world on the screen on a button click. So the event that we have in this application is a button click. So on the button click, what should happen? On the Windows Forms application somewhere, hello world has to be printed, right? Like, so now what we will be doing in this development session, first we will try to understand the basic project types inside Visual Studio. So if you're using Visual Studio for the first time, you will be a little confused with all the project types that are out there. So we will try to get a basic overview of the project types, and then we will start developing a Windows Forms application using C Sharp. Okay, now fire up Visual Studio. As I told you, download Visual Studio from the internet. Now this tutorial applies to any version of Visual Studio that you are running. Okay, now you will start a new project. Now once you fire up Visual Studio, you will be able to see this screen, right? Don't care about all these things out here. We will not deal with them right now. Just ignore them. Again, now here you will be able to see something known as a new project, right? So you can click new project here, or you can go to File, New, and here you will find project, right? So we'll start a new project. So when we start a new project, a pop-up opens that has many options. Again, don't get confused with all these options. These are the different project types that Visual Studio provides. These are project templates that Visual Studio has already made for you, so you do not have to do all the basic coding of making the template. Right, okay. Now let us see what these different templates are. First, we have Visual Basic. You will find that Visual C Sharp and Visual Basic are the two main programming languages that are introduced as a part of the .NET framework. Right? We will not be dealing with Visual Basic, we will be dealing with Visual C Sharp. But you will see that the project types, Windows Forms application, WPF application, Windows Presentation Foundation, that is, console application, ASP.NET Web application, same types of application you are able to see inside Visual C Sharp, right? So it is only the programming language that is changing, but the types of projects that we have in both Visual Basic and Visual C Sharp is the same. But if you ask my personal opinion of what programming language you should learn, if you're starting on the .NET framework, I'll say that you start learning Visual C Sharp because it is more because as I told you that it is based on the syntax of Java, C, C++, right? Okay. Now then you have Visual C++. Again, you have different project types for this programming language. Then you have Visual F Sharp. Again, different project types. So we do not need to go into all that. We will start as we are dealing as the programming language of choice in our case is Visual C Sharp. We will start with developing a simple Visual C Sharp application. Right now, what we are developing is a Windows Forms application. So here on this pane, select a Windows Forms application. The name of the application, change it to my first Windows Forms app. Okay, now here you have an option to browse. That is where it should create your project. By default, it creates it in this location. C users, assuming that you installed Visual Studio and C drive. C users, name of the user, documents, and there Visual Studio 2013, and inside the projects folder, right? So this project, it will create a new project folder for me with the name of my first WinForms application inside this. Okay, so that is where my project will be stored. Okay, now this is the solution name to my application. Now one solution can contain one or many projects, right? So right now we have a simple scenario wherein we have one solution and inside that we have one project, right? But inside one solution, as I told you, you can have multiple projects. Okay, so that is fine. Again, we will not be going into details right now. Okay, now you can select your own directory if you want to, but by default it will be stored here. I already have created a project name my first WinForms app, so I will rename this to my basic WinForms app. Okay, because you cannot have two projects with the same name inside the same projects directory. Okay, so I name my application my basic WinForms app. You can name it anything you want and you say okay. So now Visual Studio goes ahead and it is creating the basic template for you. As I said that all these templates are already there inside Visual Studio, so you do not have to waste time in making the template. So you see here, this is the basic template for the program. So every time you're making a basic WinForms application, this template will fire up. So right here that you see on top is the name of my solution. Inside the solution, I have one project. As I told you, we are dealing with a basic scenario wherein we have one solution, and inside that one solution, we have one project. But once you become a professional C Sharp programmer, a professional .NET developer, you'll be dealing with solutions in which you have multiple projects, and the multiple projects will be interacting with each other in different ways. But right now, we will not be dealing with that. Okay, now the first thing that shows up here is form 1. So by default, when you created a basic WinForms application, Visual Studio has created a basic form for you. Okay, now you can go ahead, resize this form. This is how your application is going to look right now. Okay, so I go here and I start my application. Okay, so whenever you do a start on your application, what Visual Studio is going to do is it is going to take all the code that you have inside here inside your project. It is going to build it. So you see here that build for basic Windows Forms has started, and after the build is done, it is going to launch the application, right? So now this is how your application looks, right? So here, as you see that I can resize it, I can move the application around, and I can close it, right? My application has a GUI because this GUI is already present because of the Visual Studio WinForms application template that we selected. Now here I cannot do anything inside my program because I have not programmed any functionality into it. I have not created any buttons. I have not added any graphical user elements into the program, into my WinForms application. So this is how basically it looks, right? So now I'll close this. Yeah, so now I come back to the programming part, right? So now that the execution part that we saw there is what we as programmers use for debugging the application. So the program is running, the code is executing. At the same time, we as programmers have the option to debug the application. Something went wrong. If we want to make some other changes to the application, it can be done in this mode. Okay. So now coming back to developing a simple WinForms application. So on this side, you will be able to see your toolbox. Okay, that has all the elements that I can put into the Windows Forms application. Now, if you're not able to see the toolbox, you can go to View. If you're not able to see the toolbox, go to View, and here you can select Toolbox. So it will put the toolbox on the page. Okay, now this is my form 1. I do not want the name form 1 out here. I want this name to be changed to a simple WinForms application. So first select the element that you're dealing with. So the object that I am dealing with is a Windows form. So I select the Windows form. So once I select the Windows form, here on the properties panel, you can see that the object that I've selected is a Windows form, right? Now these are all the properties associated with the form, right? Okay, so now this is the text that I see out here. So the text property associated with the form says that the string inside it is going to be form 1. So I can see form 1 out here. I don't want this to be form 1. I say simple application. So simple application, and click somewhere else, and you see that here the name of the form has changed to simple application, right? So this is how we deal with objects inside uh, the C# WinForms application. The object is forms. When I click on forms, the property window will show me all the properties that are associated with form 1. Okay, now there is one more property that I need to change, that I want to change, that is the name of the form. The name of the form by default is form 1. I will change it to FRM main. Okay, now this is not required, but this is a good programming practice, that suppose you have an object that is a form, so the initials should be FRM, and then we can have the name of the form. Okay, so this is a programming practice that we will follow. This is a programming practice that we will follow throughout our demo videos. Okay, now the first thing that we want to do is we want to drag in a label. Okay, so again I drag the label in. When I click on this object, again the properties related to this object load on the screen. Again, as I said, a good programming practice, we will change the name of the label LVL, abbreviation for label, welcome. Okay, so this label will be used to show a welcome message. So hence the name of the label is LVL welcome message, right? Again, this is not required, but we do it as a good but we do it because it's a good programming practice. Okay, so now label welcome message. So here, as you see that the text of this is label 1. The text property inside this is label 1. Okay, you can change the text property out here, and we will say that welcome to your first app. So the text property changes. Now go to start and run your program. It will build the program first, and then it will execute the program. So here you can see a program running, and it says that welcome to your first app, right? Okay, now we will add a few controls into it. What we want to show is, we want to show a hello world message. The hello world message should be shown when we click on this button, right? So here I have button. So here the text or the button is click me. We'll change it to click me. So whenever the user clicks on this button, okay, we should be able to see the message that is hello world, right? Now where should the hello world message be shown? We need some place where the message will be shown. So let's say that the message will be shown over here in place of this, right? So we go here and say this text changes. Okay, so when user will click on click me, this text should change, and it should change to hello world. Okay, now again let us go to the name property. The name of this again is label 1. I will change it till LBL. Label hello message. Okay. So once the user clicks on click me, label hello message should change and it should say hello world. Now again I start this program. So this is how my program looks right now. So I perform a click on click me, but nothing happens because I have not told Visual Studio what to do when the user clicks on click me. Okay. Now clicking on this button is an event. So whenever the user clicks on an event, something has to happen. Something has to happen. As I said that we are dealing with event driven programming, right? Now let us define what should happen when you click on this button. So when you click on this button, what should happen? The text should change. Okay. So let me go to this button here on the properties window. Here I have the object selected as button 1. So here I have properties and here I have events. So these are all the properties associated with the object button 1, and these are all the events associated with the object. I go to events. There are many events that are associated with this object, but the event that we are dealing with is click. So what happens when someone clicks on this button, right? So go here and double click on this area. So you'll see that button click. There is a function. Now we will come inside this function every time someone clicks on this button. So what should happen when someone clicks on this button? When someone clicks on this button, this text should change to hello world. Now go to the properties here. What is the name of this label? The name of this label is label hello message. And when someone clicks on this, what should happen? The default text is this text changes. This should change to hello world when someone clicks on this, right? So again, go to the button, go to properties, go to the events, button one click. So what should happen on click? When someone clicks on this, what should happen? The name, the label, so say LBL. So when I say LBL, all the labels are shown inside this IntelliSense pop-up. So here the label that I want to change is label hello message. What property of this label I want to change? I want to change the text property of the label. What do I want to change the text property of the label to? I want to change it to hello. So when someone clicks on the button, this function will be launched. That is button one click function. Inside the button one click function, I will define what action should take place once this event is fired. So the action that I want to take place is hello world, that the text of this label should be changed to hello world. So now again I start my program. So now I go to click me and I click, and you say that the text here has changed to hello world. So that is it for this tutorial session, creating a basic Windows Forms application. We understood the basic project types, fired up a simple Windows Forms application in C Sharp, and yes, printed hello world on the screen on button click. So we learned basics of event-driven programming, and yes, that is it for today's video.